All right, now second order of business. Now, we've been seeing a lot of unusual activities, far as like infrastructures. Over the last couple years, I'm sure you can remember last year we had all those chemical spills. Every part of the U.S. it was just a chemical spill. All on the roads, all on the highways, chemical spill, and we had the trail derailments, all those trail derailments, last year as well. Bunch of chemical spills in the sea. I mean, in the ocean, or in populated areas, so to speak, far as radius and range of the derailments and explosions and the chemicals. Just a bunch of what the fuck happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rest assured, these are not coincidences. You know what I'm saying? These are more, let's say, I'ma just say it, deliberate. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be, man. No way. The same shit be happening in this area, that area. No way. You know what I'm saying? Just think for a minute. And here recently, we had a whole bridge collapse. A whole bridge. Now, this wasn't just like a regular bridge. This was a big bridge. You know what I'm saying? Had some historical meaning to it. And Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore at 8,636 feet. It was the second longest bridge in the Baltimore metropolitan area after the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Its main span of 12,000 feet. So, the second largest bridge in Baltimore, in that area. And of course, whenever you see a bridge anywhere in the United States or the world, they put that bridge there for a reason, and it is essential that that bridge is there. Anytime you see bridges like this, the one in New Orleans, or to get to New Orleans, it's a couple of them within the United States. Those are very, very important exits and entrances. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of, let's say, like this, you can't detour a bridge. Like a bridge of this magnitude that connects one place to another over a big span of water. It ain't no detour for that, pretty much, man. It's like, you just can't go that way no more. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go a whole different way now. Or maybe you can't even get the way you want to go now, you know what I'm saying, without this bridge, so it's very clutch that whenever you see a bridge, it's pretty much there for a reason. So, like I said, Francis Scott Key Bridge, Baltimore, second largest bridge in, Baltimore. So, with all these quote-unquote conspiracies and alleged, with all the past shit that I just spoke on, the train derailments, the chemical spills, all of that. This right here is probably the next step. We probably gonna see more bridges get hit. How does a big cargo ship just run into a bridge like that? I have no fucking idea. But somehow, some way, it happened. So let's read us an article here. It's from the AP.
What we know about the Baltimore Bridge collapse. A cargo ship rammed into Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing the span to collapse and presumably killing 6 construction workers. So, condolences to the family of those construction workers. On Wednesday, a day after the early morning crash, officials with the National Transportation Safety Board boarded the ship and planned to recover information from its electronics and paperwork while divers searched for the bodies of the workers who were still missing. Alright, so what exactly happened? The operators of the Dali cargo ship issued a mayday call moments before the crash early Tuesday, saying the vessel had lost power. But the 985-foot long ship still struck one of the 1.6-mile bridge's supports at 8 knots, which is roughly 9 miles per hour, that caused the span to break and fall into the water within seconds. Now we're gonna get into all of that. 8 construction workers were filling potholes on the bridge when the crash happened. 2 were rescued soon after the collapse. Divers recovered the bodies of 2 others, and the other 4 are presumed dead. Condolences to those workers. Jeffrey, executive vice president of Bronner Builders, said they were working in the middle of the span when it collapsed. So, from what the reports say, the ship lost power some kind of way, mysteriously. You know, this big old ship that comes from overseas, it got all the way to the U.S. with all those big old containers stacked high on the ship. That's what it's built for. That's what it's made for. And all of a sudden, it just lost power right near a bridge. You know, you can't make this shit up, man. Like, you really can't. And let's think about this for a second. And I'm gonna get into something real quick. Let's think about it, right? Okay. This is a 1,200 feet bridge, you know, and it hit one of the knots. You know, if you don't know, okay, when you see a bridge and it's over water, there are like long big poles that goes up under, you know, in the water, and, you know, supports the bridge, holds up the bridge, you know, and depending on how long the bridge is multiple of those long stands that's in the water connected to the bridge, holding up the bridge. And this bridge had like a bunch of those. It's a 1,200 foot bridge. So it had a bunch of support poles that was in the water. I don't know the correct educational word for it, but you should know what I'm talking about. And it hit one of them, and the whole bridge fell. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, you hit one, as hard as that bridge hit, yes, it could, it ain't far-fetched that the whole bridge just collapsed. But hitting one, and you still got the rest of them still supporting the bridge, I would want to say it still should have been some of the bridge still standing. As long as that bridge was, and, you know, it got hit in one certain spot. Maybe that was the main central pole, like, maybe that was the main foundational pole that it hit. But
in my mind, from what I seen, as big as the bridge is, and the video, I would think some of the bridge would still be standing. You know what I'm saying? Probably got to fix where the ship hit and some more other shit, but the whole entire bridge, like, that's crazy. So let's investigate real quick. Now, I have an audio.
I wear fun makeup every single
I have audio.
day, and the Sephora savings.
And this audio is basically saying what happened to the owner of the container ship that hit the bridge. They mysteriously died 6 days before it happened or 6 days after it happened. You will hear it when I play the video, but this is where the conspiracy and the eyebrow raisers begin. Just mysteriously dies this big old container, this big old, ship. Take a listen with me, and I'm gonna tap back in after that.
All right, guys. News alert. Everyone should know this, okay? So the shipping container here that just took down the bridge in Baltimore, okay? There's a little backstory. Let's get into it real quick. This is going to blow your mind. So, this is Angela Sheo, who just so happens to be Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law. Yeah, Mitch McConnell, the senator. Well, she is the CEO of the shipping company that ship was connected to. But it just so happened 6 days ago, this girl died. So basically, now tell me if this doesn't sound suspicious. Her blood levels, her alcohol blood levels were 3 times the legal limit. On top of that, this is what happened. She was driving her Tesla when it went into reverse on its own into a pond where she drowned. Okay? Tell me that's not a coincidence, y'all. Okay? So, like, the CEO, now mind you, she's a billionaire. Okay? She is loaded. Okay? So, like, they just took her out, and then all of a sudden, 5-6 days later, here comes down the bridge. So, just a little shady, but I thought the world should know.
Alright, so you heard that. Now, very, very, very suspicious about that. You know what I'm saying? Real suspicious about this shit. Of course, we know shit can happen, but like certain shit just don't happen like that, So I went a little further. I said, okay, let's try to find the whole bridge. Let's try to find the raw footage of the actual whole bridge and the ship getting hit. Maybe, because what you see on the news or what you see, they ain't showing you that shit. They're not telling you no shit like this, like I just showed you on this video. That is essential information. You know what I'm saying? Essential. So did a little more digging. And this is what I came up with. Take a look. Now, as you can see, you see explosions. You see it got hit at a certain spot, right? And all the way at the other end of the bridge, you see these explosions. Explosion, explosion.
You know, how do you hit a bridge on one side but it's exploding on the other side? You know, it's just like 9/11. If I would have told you that it wasn't planes hitting the towers, it was straight bombs. You know, they blew it up. The construction company came in, was working for, you know, several weeks or days before the event. The owner of the building took out an insurance policy right before the shit happened. Like, all of these are not coincidences. All of these are not coincidences. And this is not neither. So, be mindful, you know, be mindful of what's going on in the world, man. Like, it's a lot of changes being made in this world, you know, a whole lot, a whole lot. And let's just say you know, Mother Earth is correcting herself. She's fixing herself. She is healing herself. And it's a lot of people, a lot of let's say entities, groups, or whatever. It's time for them to go. You know, it's just time for them to go. And all of what you're seeing is basically a show. You know, it's basically a show. There is no way that this bridge is supposed to just fall like that. These bridges are made to withstand certain, you know, impacts, you know, the elements, you know, stuff like that. And of course, a big old cargo ship hitting, you know, one of the foundational poles on the bridge. You can clearly see where it was deliberately hit. First of all, it didn't just run out of power or just, what is it doing in the degree headed towards the pole? Like you couldn't turn it. You couldn't it ain't no excuse for that. Like, it's no excuse for that. And in this big old sea, you could have went left, you could have veered right, you could have, a lot of shit could have happened, but okay, you lost power, so you know, whatever. But that bridge ain't supposed to collapse and explode like that. You seen the explosions. You see the points of, you know, how the bridge just fell. That's not normal. That's not normal. It looked like a domino effect of explosions, you know what I'm saying? And it made the whole bridge fall. And it's just sad, man. Real sad. Condolences to all of the people that lost their lives. Those workers. The people that, you know, help, you know, go search and, you know, rescue. Shout out to y'all, man. This is very, very tragic. Something that's real scary, man. You just can't imagine being on that bridge, whether you're a car or, you know, like one of the workers, and this big old bridge just collapsed. That's